lobbing them down towards his position. A nice reposition though into the side. The side room there will allow Wings to avoid the majority of the damage. No knocks either way just yet.
It's still a 4v4. I do want to give the edge a little bit to Nacer. This team seems a little bit better in these kind of quick-paced scuffles where there's a lot of audios and a lot of cues to be discerned. But No10 Red Force, they're a very well-rounded team, so they could come out on top as well. Still no openings for either side. Who's going to find the force one? Maybe Sport out with that nade. Xenox throws a nice molly and backs off just in time. The game sense, the timings in these players' heads just in sync with one another. Xenox gets a nice couple of shots, another molly through. This is timing for Xenox to push it, and just as I felt in my bones, Xenox will find the first opening, and that could be the downfall of No10.
Did the nade get dropped? I don't think it did. So Xenox is safe in the room, and a really good push, like you were saying, nice and snappy from Nacer. To keep up the pace of this engagement, Xenox allowed to retreat down the corridor as well. But it looks like they backed off just a little bit. It was quite as well, committing to these urban situations very early on. I mean, there's a lot of open terrain. Maybe it's all just a little bit too covered off for their liking.
Wow.
Nacer swept aside. I didn't even catch that. Goodness me. All right, No10 Red Force, they want to keep the...
10-week push towards 7th Element. SDE making their way into the zone. How are they going to rotate? They're not going to go for the Hail Mary rotation into zone. They're going to go for the fight.
And Enigma Galaxy open up the cannons. Inco as well spot this push and will be taking shots out their way. Enigma Galaxy having allies in the wings that maybe they weren't aware of. Two teams going to try and keep them safe, but the blue zone's pushing in. Hero down and low, needs to get rezzed up sooner rather than later. Xing and 33Z on the inside, and Sunan's getting clinked away by Becca on the off angle for Inco. Enigma Galaxy yet to take a casualty. This is a disastrous push coming through from STE. They didn't give it enough breathing room. They tried to swing through, and it's just gone poorly. But there's a nade for Xing. He's looking to get an answer. Lord as well in the back lines, retreats up the stairs, and the Molotov to slow things down. Does have 3 first aids in the back pocket, so can Xing stay alive?
Xing still up. 33Z make it across in the smoke to group up with his teammate. Now SC is a little bit more deadly. Quick aggressive push. Goes well. Gets the 1. Gets the 2. Quick reactions out of Lord to clean that up. It started to look a little bit hairy for the side of Enigma Galaxy, and they need to finish that quick because the zone has been closing this entire time.
Exists sometimes. I don't know what's going on.
That makes no sense. Okay, so Duxon is in zone watching that. Inko's in zone watching that. Intense Game is in zone watching that. FaZe is in zone watching that. And 7th Element, they drove right past them. Well, I don't know. I got nothing. I got nothing to say, John. Inko now pushing on to Duxon. Can they hold this defense down? It's going well so far. Inko losing a lot of players. 1 down. Maybe 2, actually, yeah, just down to the last player of Inko.
A little bit of a scrap with Next Ruya in the meantime, and they are coming out on top. Dokkanma left on the outside, and in fact, taken all the way down, so they will go no further here on the southwest edge.
Why not?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got to do it, right? And as teams start to march forwards together, it's going to be harder to push to that shack. They might even have a better time of it because of that. Morph, though, having a bit of a rough time on the north side of Roshok. These hills are pretty treacherous, but Yudo Alliance have their backs to the zone and are going to get forced out, so the emphasis is on them to make the maneuver first. A nice answering spray from Boohoo. The 2 players left on Morph. Rocky getting sprayed off the angle. And Yudo Alliance, they do split the difference here, so they've caused a wedge between these 2 players.
Morph pushing up now. After that knock, high ground and low ground for Morph to clinch this in. Yudo Alliance caught in a very tough spot. Rocky goes down, however. So now it's a 1v1. Can he win it? Shots back and forth. Oh, trades. But it looks like Yudo Alliance will come out on top there. 7th Element now throwing nades towards Duxon. Duxon finding the other dip on the other side. Great nade for 7th Element, catching 1 player there. Can they get the confirmation or pick up more?
My eyes are also on Nongshim Red Force as well. Look at the position that they hold. They're going to have to move forwards as these nades continue to find their way. I mean, you spoke about this dip earlier. It does cover you off, absolutely, but it is a nade funnel. As soon as you sit in there and someone's in nade range, you are going to take those nades. There's no two ways about it. That's exactly how Ducksan have suffered. Can Nongshim Red Force try and third party, take control of this high ground because they've lost wings on the back. They're looking for this res as well, but Tizzy's got nades in the pocket. Two, in fact, to try and put towards Ducksan. Opened up the bidding for the Warriors of this lobby so far. It's Nongshim to take the shots out towards Hale, over towards Roshok. 12 eliminations now.
Man, Nongshim Red Force. So strong from so many different, sight lines. They picked up one more elimination. They were at 11, and I'm pretty sure they got the next one from distance. Intense game. Now finding sight lines. Man, 7th Element. They saw an opportunity. They try to go for it when Nongshim was busy taking shots in Rozhok, but then they just get caught by Intense game. No zone blast here, though. Imagine he gets close enough for a nade, and that circle's good for Yudu Alliance.
Wow.
I mean, he's not in the circle. He just needs to crawl a little bit more, and if no one looked at his way that last zone, I don't think anyone is aware of his position.
Diego backed off by the spray from Nongshim. They are going to have to leave. They're going to have to figure it out. I think their vehicle cache is actually pretty solid. You can see they have got a burnt-out vehicle protecting all of it. They've actually positioned all of the other vehicles behind it so that Intense Game cannot just burn them out. They've got a lot to play with here, but it's going to be difficult. They're going to have to crash somewhere because they're not in the zone.
Yeah, Enigma Galaxy's going to be looking at them, same with Intense Game, but Intense Game's kind of sharing the same fate. They have to move out with Nongshim looking at them. Enigma Galaxy, they're keeping tabs on everything. I'm still waiting for some sort of nade, maybe from FaZe, to just rain into Enigma Galaxy, but it is not coming. So Enigma Galaxy, they're going to keep knocks and keep putting up points.
Coop's just so safe right now. No one really rolls to take shots down the alleyway that they formed with the front of the shack and the burnt-out vehicle. But here comes Nongshim Red Force. They are going to roll straight on through, but they're getting cut down in the open. This was always going to be a tough push, but they're going to try and make it work nonetheless. Coops is there, ready and waiting. The high ground from Tizzy, the last to fall. The back lines are getting demolished. They've done a lot in this lobby, but they will do no more. Nongshim are eliminated, and in the meantime, FaZe are handling Intense Game. The push up close to the shack now, and now Enigma Galaxy can strike. They're up to 10 eliminations themselves.
Wow.
Zute, they have somehow miraculously marauded their way through on this wild rotate from the shack, and they're into the top 3. But will FaZe be able to take them down?
Realist will take them down. They're all backed up into the corner. Enigma Galaxy can't pull this one out. Yeah, FaZe pushing in. 3 up for FaZe. Enigma Galaxy with only 2. It can turn right back around with a nade knock, and we can't forget about Yudu Alliance. If he decides to chime in, it's going to be FaZe getting knocked down here.
They have no clue that he's there. Look at how they're facing this fight. They are not covering that angle whatsoever. He's cooking that nade. You can see in the picture-in-picture. He's got to look for a shot towards that back line. If you just get a nade straight on, there it is! Oh, Alex Flax, sorry, on the outlier for Yudu Alliance, takes down Mela. It's going to allow Enigma Galaxy more time to regroup, and there's another nade. Plenty of players are falling in his face, and Yudu Alliance continue the bombardment. They just have no idea. I think he's finally see it, and finally, is he going to fall down? The edge he goes, but it's up to Lord now in a 1 versus 2. A wild card play gives him the opportunity. Doesn't have many stims active, but he's got the spray, and now Lord with it all to play for. Moorman trying to look for the shots. You can see FaZe still have 2 nades. They've just put 1 through. Can they utilize these more? Will they find extra? That's exactly what they get. Moorman for FaZe to take down Enigma Galaxy in the center.
Oh, he was playing it so slow and patient. He must have thought surely they ran out of util by now, but FaZe had just enough nades to close that one.